What I love about painting is watching someone see my artwork and something clicks in their head and they feel the same emotion that I felt when I was painting, whether it's peace or relaxation or, some positive emotion. I'm an oil painter. I have been with Holston Mountain Artisans for just a few months. I was juried in this spring. Oh, the benefits of having this group, the Holston Mountain Artisans, for any artisan in the area is so wonderful. The amount of quality crafts and art they have here is, I don't think I've ever seen anything like it before. It's just beautiful things, and it's fun to come shopping here. It's fun to meet other artisans in the area.
Personally, I absolutely love Holston Mountain Artisans for who they are, for what they show, what they share to everybody who comes through the doors, whether it be something you're buying or what the experience you're having, or the smile that greets you at the door and the ability to learn. There's nothing you can't do. If you come in here and you like something, we can teach you. One of our members will teach you. Tradition is very important. A lot of our crafts stem from just basic traditions like wood and cloth, and it stems from that. Of course, we have young artists that have taken it to a whole new, that you don't think of this modern art with tradition, but it starts with tradition. An artist, I think, no matter when you were born or whatever, you have a like-minded love of expressing it and showing it and sharing it. So that tradition is how I think it shows up in our modern painting and in our hand quilting,
When I was accepted at Holston Mountain Artisans and juried in, I was really happy to be part of the co-op, and it was a new chapter for me. I've been with Holston Mountain Artisans 10, 11 years, but I've been carving for about 15, 16 years. I like the wood carving. It is an old, dying art. It's hard to get people in it. And I like all the old stuff, any woodworking, chair making, brooms, anything I consider old Appalachian arts. I like to be in on it.
The function now of Holston Mountain Artisans is to share our art with people. It was originally formed, was in 1971, and it was through a VISTA program, which is like the U.S. version of the Peace Corps. And several people would go around in their own little van around our mountain areas and find these quilters and carvers that were just doing it in their house, beautiful work. And they would take it and bring it to town, whether it be Abington or Mountain City, and it just started that's how it started, and it soon landed in Cave House, which is a historical building on Main Street. And we just this March moved up here and changed our title again, Holston Mountain Artisans and Antiques. I tell every artist, you need to just jury in. If your work qualifies, then it's the best deal in town for an artist. For one annual fee, you get your stuff brought in, it's put out, displayed beautifully for you, and sold for you. We're very welcoming to all artists, and we offer them a way to sell their product, to demonstrate if they want to demonstrate. They advertise if they do other things, they can advertise here with their stuff they sell. They say if they do custom work or something. So I think it's a win-win for all artists.
I would encourage anyone that was interested in joining the Holston Mountain Artisans to come visit and see what there is to offer. And if you're thinking about starting a process as an artist, hone your craft and become as good as you can and then try it.
For a new member at Holston Mountain Artisans to jury in or thinking about it, you need to present 3 to 5 pieces, and you have to fill out a paper how you've done it, the paint, material, whatever you used to make it, and kind of like a process for them to look over, and then they look at the craftsmanship and quality.
Jury in, because there's no downside to jurying in. You get feedback from talented artists that know your craft, and you can take that feedback, improve your thing, and just bring the stuff back in. There's no downside.
Submitted 5 pieces for the jury process, and I think I heard back within a few days.
We had someone last year who was a carver, very talented carver, but new and had some things that weren't working. So they actually started coming to our carving club, and our members, who are wonderful, just educated them and showed them, and now they have their stuff in the shop.
The Wood Carving Club at Holston Mountain Artisan is open to anybody. One of the main best things about a carving club is you get together with other people. You get different ideas, different ways to do stuff, and it helps you as a carver to see, and you get encouragement to try different things. That's the big thing. It's relaxing. It gives them something to do with their hands. Everybody kind of sees what everybody else is doing, and you chat back and forth and show each other different stuff. And if somebody's working on something that, if they have questions, you try to answer it, especially if it's somebody that's not been carving as long. And usually talk about upcoming shows and, different stuff you're working on, or what you want to try to do next, and all like that.
The name of the painting style that I do is impressionistic. Plein air is an en plein air, as a French term meaning to paint in fresh air. Well, the colors that I choose for my palette, it's called a primary palette, and there's a warm and a cool of each primary color. So it's a very limited palette, but you can mix just about any color from those primaries. My palette and what I paint, the Appalachian landscape, tends to be very green and blue. In the act of painting, the emotions that I feel are relaxation, stress relief, and peace, but a little bit of anxiety too at the same time. When I paint in plein air, you're sometimes chasing the light and trying to capture that light effect, and it can be a little bit stressful because you're kind of under a time crunch.
We have a number of events that we do every year. We always are adding to it, but the standard ones are during the Virginia Highlands Festival, we do a quilt show, and we also do a sawdust festival, which is always the quilt show runs the whole time of the festival, and the sawdust is the first Saturday. The quilt show, it falls under the title of Virginia Highlands Quilt Show. We have a local guild, but it's kind of small. We have lots of local guilds. So because the Virginia Highlands encompasses the whole area, so does the quilt show. So we had about 4 different guilds represented, and then people mailed quilts from other parts of Virginia. Some of the quilts were from Tennessee. So we just take any quilts. We allow people to sell their quilts if they want, but a lot of people just want to show their work. It's a big draw. I mean, anytime you have a festival, you should have a quilt show because it's part of our history. And no, it was great fun this year because it was also our first time in this area, so we had a bigger space. It was really fun for us this year. I've been working for a couple of years actually, and over 300 hours on a whole cloth quilt, all hand quilted, that was bigger than a queen size. The quilters are so varied, and it's such a talent. Hand quilting is one thing, but also machine quilting, when it's all out of your head, is a whole nother talent that is just stunning. We have all kinds of embroidery machines that can but the way people use color and everything, every quilt is a work of art.
We call it the Sawdust Festival, but it's open to any of the members, plus anybody that wants to come can come. And but it's more of woodworking, like a wood days. We've got a lot of woodworkers, bolt turners, and we've got the ones that make the shaker boxes and this and that. But we also are demonstrating and talking to all the people that come through. Yes, we get a lot of people that have a lot of interest in the carving part. And we have picked up several carvers where they'd see us at, demonstrating, and then you have a lot to say they're going to be there on Monday, but we usually pick up a few because they want to come and try it. And that's what we shoot for when we're demonstrating.
This group and community in 10 years, I think, will just get stronger. We've gotten more young, just the draw of where we are. We've gotten more members in, and we've gotten more young members in. So by being up here in this big space, we're getting all ages, and we are still a community. It's just in like-minded people. I think we make friends with all our members, and because it's a co-op, they do give back. And so when you give back and you share experiences after the years and years, you just get to be a family. It's a very positive energy.